everyone. Welcome to Two Moons and a Microphone. My name is Tanya Scott-Thomas. I love fantasy, but I keep it real. This is a Sci-Fi Sisters Inc. production. So, and we have a sponsor. Season 2 of Two Moons and a Microphone is sponsored by House Bar. House Bar is the bottle shop remixed for adventurous drinkers, foodies, and home entertainers. House Bar is here to help people gather well, live fully, and celebrate intentionally. Visit House Bar Navy Yard or House Bar Georgetown here in Washington, D.C. Thank you for coming tonight. We are very excited. I have my book talk maven, Shekinah Smith, back to talk about the wonderful preserver, Petalwing. Hi, Shekinah. Shekinah is here.
I'm here. Whatever
yes, we're singing. I've got my Petalwing leggings. You can't see my leggings if I have two pairs, obviously. So you can't see them from this camera angle, but you know.
I make out the hat and the eyes. I see it.
Vintage, vintage Redbubble here to represent.
Yes.
So thank you for joining me. This topic came by request through Blue Sky. So follow us on Blue Sky. Say hi. Hit me up. Tell me stuff. Like, I need all the information. I want to talk about ElfQuest. I want to talk about what you want to hear about. So
yes,
leave us a comment here if you're watching on rewatch. Sound off in the chat. I thought everyone loved the preservers, but I found out different. So this might be like another hot takes from the Burning Waste kind of situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hi, Draco Dawn Stars.
Hi, love.
Hi, Sabrina. Ow. Sabrina's ready to howl. So this is very exciting. We're here to talk about Petalwing and the preservers. These are other creatures in the world of ElfQuest. These are magical little beings. I'm going to read a little bit from the Wolf Rider's Guide to the World of Two Moons. This is just a little background on the preservers, what they are, to get this thing started.
Yeah.
Okay, so the preservers are carefree, fairy-like creatures who developed from the small winged insects called flitterins, which the coneheads brought with them from their doomed world. As they traveled from planet to planet, the magic of the palace mutated the preservers, giving them the power of thought and speech. Okay, so they are sexless beings. This has come up before. They are immortal.
Yes.
And they do not procreate. And I don't know if we have a total number of preservers of how many, but they're a lot and they're awesome. And, check out this book if you want. It has really great information about ElfQuest, and I refer to it often. And it has this wonderful page with the preservers, trying to get it nice. And it has some of their names too in it. So check it out on eBay. Probably it's way out of print, long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to start off with another shout out to a fan who made this amazing cosplay last year. Lorraine Sanner.
Yes, I love it.
The feet. She made the feet, people.
Yes. Go ahead.
And the hat.
Yay. I love it so much. The detail. Look at
the details.
Oh my gosh. I love cosplay. Oh my gosh. All the ElfQuest cosplayers just pop up and just flood us with everything, please.
Wendy Peony is here in the chat. Also, hello, Wendy. Elf Mom is here. We're honored to have you as always. Yes, amazing, Vanessa. Yes, it was just the details, and she journaled or she shared the progress with every step. There's a ElfQuest cosplay group on Facebook, and she was posting pictures of she constructed the entire thing. I mean,
Everything.
the hat, the wings, the feet. I think the only it might have been just like a regular shirt and leggings. I don't know, but I don't know that, but it was just amazing. So shout out to Lorraine. So people do love Petalwing. I love Petalwing. How do you feel about kind of?
Yo, Petalwing. I love I I refer to Petalwing as the HPIC, head preserver in charge.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Our wonderful bossy leader. I just love Petalwing. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get into it, but the stress that Petalwing puts my baby Cutter through nonstop, the absolute stress, and that's why I love it so much. Cause Lord have mercy, I love me some Petalwing.
Yeah, I think it provides this comic relief, but at the same time, these wolf riders, I mean, all the elves, they'd be cooked without the preservers.
And
If you
would.
read the story,
Yes.
they would be cooked. Like once they meet, it's on. Like they are fierce protectors.
Yes.
And helpers. They are
Yes.
in every battle,
Mm-hmm.
throwing down, spitting rap stuff.
Yep.
Defending, and they're making this is all like on their judgment. Like it's not like they're being told, oh, that's the bad. Like they're using, they are fully sentient and they have their own value system.
Mm-hmm. They have their own sense of morality, 100%.
Yes, exactly. I also spoke to my friend Allison, who introduced me to ElfQuest. So shout out to Allison Brudno. I gave her a little call before we had this show. I told her because Petalwing is her favorite character.
Oh,
and she said that the preservers represent what is like pure and good in the world. And
I believe
that's why she loves them. So
yes,
I just think that's great. I agree.
Yes.
So let's take a look. We have a first slide. This is the introduction in the story of Petalwing, how Cutter and Skywise meet the preservers in the Forbidden Grove.
Yes.
And Skywise has fallen asleep, and the preservers have been tasked with putting everything to sleep that falls asleep in this woods. So they wrap them up in this just magical cocoon that preserves whatever's wrapped inside. There are veins in your butt, Wendy. Oh no. I think it must be harder to draw something so small with so much detail. I'm guessing. I cannot draw it all. So,
but the detail is amazing. 100%.
Yes, I mean, and they're all different, distinctly different.
Yes.
So here's the group of preservers. They're wrapping up Skywise, who's fallen asleep, and Cutter, stumbles upon them, and he just gets to yelling at him, and I just love it. Like Petalwing's like, no, don't pull my wings, like please. I love the way they speak.
Adorable face. Yes, the way they talk it's so like it's comedic, but also very childlike and innocent. But at the same time, they're just like, they're so sassy. They're so sassy. And I love that. I love it so much.
Yes, absolutely. So this is where we meet the preservers. And then from this moment on, Petalwing is just kind of a thorn in Cutter's side. And for those who are not familiar with the preservers and our Bree, so I have another slide. This is where she is, or it's trying to sing. Cutter says that it sounds like scavenger birds or worse, but you can't tell Petalwing. And the reaction
is, my voice is good.
I know, I can sing. I'm singing.
American Idol, here I come.
Absolutely. So great. So I love how Cutter gives it back when they keep going at it back and forth throughout the entire show. I mean, the story. I'm sorry. I'm on a show. This is a story of the ElfQuest. Let me get it together, Tanya. So yes, I love the nicknames. Like I was saying, nasty bad, high thing, busy head,
Yes.
high thing,
Yes.
sharp dark. I mean, it's sort of, it is like you said, like very childlike. I
Mhm.
remember my kids would have like nicknames or like whatever. It would just like exactly what you see is what they say. Like that kid
Yes.
is wearing a red shirt, the red kid.
Yeah.
That one, right, Nick? Just great. So I love it.
I just
Do you
I
go on?
love Petalwing so much. Like every interaction with Petalwing and Cutter for me just always gives me so much life because it's like you said, it's a perfect comic relief in that moment. And I from the first moment that we met Petalwing, I'm like, Petalwing is an absolute menace to Cutter. Like an absolute menace between the rap stuff and the bossiness and the sass and being virtually indestructible and the singing and just always being in Lita's hair,
Mhm.
always in her hair. I just know that Cutter was sick of Petalwing, just like sick. Like,
I
why are you here? And Petalwing's just like, I'm I'm gonna fly around and lead his hair. And I'm like, I just love Petalwing so much. Oh my gosh.
Do you have a favorite moment from this saga of ElfQuest with Petalwing? Is it any one
Ah,
particular moment that stands out for you?
honestly, the slide that we just showed, I love that. Every time I would sit there for so long and just reread those panels all the time. I just love that interaction for whatever reason. Every time I think of Petalwing and Cutter, that's what comes to my mind. And then Petalwing being in Lita's hair. And that to me, the slide that we just showed is like a perfect, it just shows Petalwing full circle for me. So I just love little sassy little jerk.
um, we had a comment from Wendy that if you've ever had a Pomeranian, you've had a preserver. I've never had a Pomeranian, but I've heard that they have something called pomitude
Uh-huh.
because since my husband is allergic to dogs, I can't have a dog, but I love dogs. I
Darn.
watch dog grooming videos on TikTok, and
Oh yeah.
the Pomeranians are always hilarious. They're like,
Oh.
they're over it. They know how cute they are.
They know when they
They,
walk in a room for
yeah,
sure. They're like, huh, I'm here. That's a Pomeranian. As someone who worked with animals, I used to work at PetSmart like for years. And I was at like one of the PetSmart superstores. So we had everything. We had all the reptiles, the birds, the dogs, the cats, the small animals. We had everything. 100% on those Pomeranians. Every time a Pomeranian came into my store, it would be the most adorable chaos I have ever had in my entire life. You wouldn't know what to, and don't let them get loose. Don't let them get loose and run away from their owners. And we're running around the store. I'm too plus size to be running around chasing a Pomeranian in a giant store. But did I do it?
of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
the preservers, that right there.
They
That's
are.
them.
They are chaotic, but they have a purpose.
They do.
So, and I think their evolution is so interesting
Yes.
in the story. So,
Mhm.
as we said, they were on the original home world
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
less developed insects, and the the preservers and the trolls were the only other surviving species on the home world before, as it was dying. So they decided
Mhm.
to, the coneheads, the elves, the beings,
Mhm.
they took them with them when they decided to explore the galaxies in their little pods.
Yes.
And as they were traveling in these magical pods that are imbued with all the magic from their homeworld, they
Mhm.
started to evolve
Yes.
and, develop, sentience and
Yeah.
intelligence in their own language and speech. And with our particular cone heads,
Mhm.
there was some strife on their pod,
Oh, yeah.
and the trolls didn't like being servants.
Mm-mm.
I guess the Coneheads were a little bossy, and they treated these trolls like servants.
Mm-hmm.
And the trolls got, sick of it, and
Mm-hmm.
they revolted, which is
Yep.
why we have this story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the preservers are the last survivors because they were the cockroaches of the star home. I
I'm
love
sorry.
that. Interesting.
Cockroaches.
Yes. So there was a troll revolt, and that is what caused the accident for the Coneheads
Mhm.
to crash in the wrong time on the world of Two Moons. But the preservers have, not only do they make this wrap stuff that can put the elves in this cocoon to keep them from aging, so they don't need any food or drink. They're in this kind of stasis, but they can still do their magic. And it helped them guide their ships through space.
Yeah.
When they were wrapped up in the wrap stuff, so they could just use their minds, because the beings, they're just at such a level where they don't really need bodies, but they've chosen to have a body for the experience of touch and love and feeling, and that slight bit of risk in having a body, because they could exist just in spirit form. So I guess the wrap stuff and the cocoons help them not have to worry about their bodies while they're doing all this other higher level stuff, guiding this pod through space and not even needing food, like just getting the matter into their bodies from this magic. They're so amazingly magical. So just love that. So once the elves have crashed, though, the preservers have this innate knowledge of where the palace is.
Yes.
So they can guide their elves to the back to the palace. So all of our elves and their descendants have, the descendants of this accident have lost touch with the palace. And the main goal of the original quest is to regain the palace, to gather these lost children of the High Ones and retake the palace from the trolls who have stolen it. And they're trying to, wall it off in this giant wall in this ice mountain. Yes, that's right, Simone. Simone is not a fan of Petalwing. I just found out. Yes, exactly. The preservers are indestructible because they are like cockroaches. So that
explains that.
Explains so much.
It explains it so much. Oh my gosh! I will never see them the same again.
Think of them a little differently. Well, will not think of cockroaches any differently. However,
oh my gosh,
they will not get the charm that I get from preservers, but
at all. No. Yeah.
So this becomes such an integral part of the story and the original quest, because Petalwing can guide them to the palace. And that is why Winnowill sent the preservers to the Forbidden Grove, because she wanted to keep Lord Vol from thinking about the outside world, and because the gliders had tried to recreate the palace in Blue Mountain. And you just side eye like, that woman.
My whole face.
Winnowill.
She was threatened. Everything drove that woman crazy.
Yes.
I'm like, girl, leave my
so I guess it's
alone.
interesting that all the preservers were attached with that group of elves that were, I guess, what are they called before? Like the rootless ones.
Yes.
Before they were like the other rootless ones that became like fungi. These ones that Lord Vol had kind of broken off and walled off in Blue Mountain, they had the preservers, and then Winnowill sent them away because she didn't want Lord Vol to start thinking about going to find the real palace. She wanted to have him here and there in Blue Mountain where she could control him. So she sent them away to go to the Forbidden Grove and just told them to like wrap up, things for food, and we'll call you.
Don't call me, I'll call you. That was
Oh, Richard is here too. Cockroach plus GPS equals Petalwing. Yes.
Yay!
We have Elf Mom and Elf Pop here. We are so excited.
What a
So
time
I
to be
wanted to take a
alive.
moment. I just got the bookmarks from Stans.
Ooh.
So that's Winnowill. My light is just glaring, but it's a little Petalwing.
It's cute.
It's so cool. I'll take a picture and post it on the
Yes.
Instagram. But
You know me.
there was a sale at Stans, so I got all of them. So we have Skywise, and he has a little lodestone.
Lodestone. Did I miss that?
This is where I need Shekinah's like consultancy, because Shekinah's book talks, these videos with the books and you're doing swipes and stuff. I do not have that power, but there's Lita one, and she has
those are gorgeous.
Kitten. There's like a little kitty. Oh, it's hard to see. Okay, well. And these are available at Stans. The Skywise one I heard is very in like low supply. So, and then we have Cutter looking all hot. I love this image from the comic so much, with a little new moon. And the last one is Saba, because we gotta have Saba.
We love us some Saba. Yes.
Love it. The details are amazing. Check them out at stans.com. They have lots of nerdy stuff that all of you Trekkies, they have some Trekkie stuff there. They have other sci-fi and geeky things. They have lovely ElfQuest merchandise. They also do the challenge coins, and they are also in partnership with the new books, the new hardcover books.
Oh,
just out now from Dark Horse. But they're all sold out. But there is a reprint. There's a second printing, and hopefully those will be available soon. But Stans is also doing the. You can also purchase the masterclass, and I'm going to have Charlie on at the next show on July 23rd to talk about the master classes with Wendy and Richard Keeney. So we're very excited about that. So yeah, check it out. Book 2 is out if you can find it in bookstores, but the selling went so well that it is a second printing. So we are just very excited about that. And in this version from Dark Horse, in the new comic, this new book, this hardcover, they have the Homespun story, which was the first introduction of the Preservers from which came out before the issue came out. This was like a one-off story in a compilation that Marvel was doing called Epic Illustrated that came out in the 80s. And so this story kind of came up first. So you get these like kind of like extra spooky looking Preservers, and it's a great story. So pick it up, read it.
Oh, I love that.
I wanted to put like every single panel with Petalwing in this on this show, but that is not what we're here for. So
darn.
Get it and read the book. So the story is amazing. So we need Petalwing. Petalwing is just, and the Preservers are just integral. And as I said, they are involved in every battle. I think I have the next slide is when they start throwing down and the battle for the palace.
I love this. I love this so much. Oh, I love this so much. The way that it was done, like you just got our baby just flying up there, being all adorable and chaotic.
She is leading the charge, or literally. It's leading.
Literally leading the
Allison said I should
charge.
say they. They're leading the charge because she thought that they were so. She felt like calling them an it was somewhat diminishing
Oh,
of their existence. But it's very hard. I'm doing my best. But yeah,
yes,
Petalwing is leading the charge.
leading the charge. Oh my gosh. And then as you have everything clearing, just clearing away the wrap stuff, here comes our babies. Like, square up. We're here now.
Yes.
We
Yes,
got
I
you.
agree. I agree, Nicole. The preservers, the story would not be the same without the preservers.
At
And
all.
yes, and Draco Dawn Stars, they are. Petalwing is coming in. Here they are. They hear it's such a good story. Oh my gosh. So, the trolls can hear the marching in this
Mm-hmm.
elven bright metal armor.
Mm-hmm.
And they think that they are going to win this war, but then here they come. They don't know that, Two Edge has been orchestrating this entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And here Petalwing comes, like spraying rap stuff, like just getting
Surprise.
folks distracted. And I mean, so many great moments.
Oh my
And
God.
I love that page so much. It's so great.
It's done so well. It's done so beautifully. It's kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, it gets you. You're like, well, oh, it's about to get real now. I thought I was gonna be laughing. I thought this was gonna be a cute little funny thing, but no, this was a setup. It's about to get real. That's what this
Yes,
was.
the battle is intense.
Very intense.
And the preservers, I mean, we just have Petalwing here in this battle, but in later parts of the story, they are always there to
Oh,
save their elven companions. They are like
they're ride or die. The
ride or
preservers,
die.
they always show up and they show out every single time. That's why I have to have mad respect for them. I get why a lot of people look at the preservers and they're like, I don't like them or they're annoying. But one thing that you cannot say about the preservers is that they don't show up and show out when the elves need them. They be there and they be handling business. How many people would have died if it wasn't for the preservers? Like they get wounded, and here come the preservers, like pew 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 pew. I'm sure that's not what the sound is when they spit the rap stuff, but
I'm sure it's something.
we're just gonna go with that pew 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 pew.
Yeah, like
And then
I
it's
always think it's like raspberries, but
and they literally preserve people and keep them alive and safe until a healer can get to them to actually heal them. Like how many people would die if it was not for the preservers? How many elves did we
yeah,
have
I
lost?
mean, Ember's tribe, that whole that whole first section when she goes off to Howling Rock and those mutated creatures from
Look,
Winnowill again,
oh Lord, let's not even talk about those
they
two.
were cooked.
Look, everybody should have been dead,
I
gone with the
mean,
wind.
and even before that, in Kings of the Broken Wheel, my favorite,
We love us some kings.
after, they're separated through time, Cutter
Mhm.
and the Wolf Riders wrap themselves in wrap stuff to wait out that
Wait,
10,000 years to be reunited. I mean, we
united
wouldn't have that. That would not be a thing without the preservers. The
at
preservers
all.
wrapped them all in the cocoons, and the wolves did the hunting for the trolls,
Mhm.
and the trolls kind of watched over the cocoons. And
It would have been a very short story.
exactly.
It
I'm
would
like,
have been
oh,
because
that's it, I guess.
everybody would have been dead by the
And
time that they got there. Would have been no Cutter. What?
I
See,
mean, what
yeah.
a smart thing to do, to be like, he was so broken being separated,
My man.
but so smart to think, like, outsmarting Rayak with using
Mhm.
the preservers' talents
Mhm.
to help them
Mhm.
endure. And and defeat him
Mm-hmm.
just by their presence. So sometimes just being there can, defeat these evil, thoughts. So
They have played a critical role throughout ElfQuest from the moment that they got there. The moment that they showed up on the page, the preservers have always showed that they serve a purpose. They play a very critical and important role throughout the story. Because without them, it wouldn't be no story. Y'all may not like that. Y'all may not like that I'm saying that. Y'all can come for me if you want to. I ain't scared. But I said what I said.
10 toes down.
10 toes down. Play with me if you want to. Respectfully.
Yes, and Petalwing or any preserver, once they get to the palace, they make this special little doorway that only a preserver can unlock to get to the room of the scroll of colors, which has recorded all of the elven experiences. It's like past, present, and future. It's all like timey-wimey mesh beautiful stuff. 8 toes down, Simone. That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
See, elves only have 8 toes. So I'm going to start saying that. I think my kids would find that hilarious.
I'm like, what you mean, Mom?
I'm going to start saying 8 toes down. Because, I mean, the word salad that I get from my twin sometime, I'm like, what are you saying? Like, is this English? I don't know. Okay. So, yeah. 8 toes down, definitely. Yeah. So, I mean, as these, the coneheads are flying through space, they've created this special room for the scroll of colors.
Yes.
And they wanted it. I'm not sure why, but I guess it's good security that they made this room that they couldn't open the door to. They needed a preserver to enter the door. So the preservers can always find the palace, and then they can open this door to the scroll of colors, which is this very, special and reverent room where you can meditate and learn. And this provides the information to the wolf riders. Oh, no.
I saw it.
Oh, no. My husband is in the chat. Thank you, sweetie.
I'm screaming.
Oh, no. Richard here. Are the preservers she or they, it? Well, sheet. Okay. We're just here to sing their praises, whatever they may be. Yes. So, also in the Shard story, which another epic battle, the palace, Winnowill again tries to steal the palace. And, was it Venka? Venka's like was able to kind of like shock her.
Yeah.
And the palace crashes into a bazillion shards, crystalline shards throughout the entire forest. And then the humans, the Junsmen, collect all of these shards because they think they're pretty and cool and take them away. So in the battle, this is when the tribe splits. Ember goes off one way with one part of the tribe, and Cutter is leading the warriors to reclaim the palace shards. And they need the preservers again to guide them to find all the little pieces.
Yes.
To put it back together. And they are, I mean, yes, Simone is right. They are canonically sexless. And they do not have sex, which is different than having a gender, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so they need the shards, and the preservers are there to really fight, because that is a very gruesome battle they have. There are very high stakes.
Ooh, stressed me out.
we lose some great characters during that
Oh.
run, and it's
Oh. Tore
it's
me
just
up.
so good.
Bye, guys.
Good
We
night. Thank
love
you so much for coming
you.
into the chat. We love Elf Mom and Elf Pop. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Yes, Brandon McKinney worked on that. We had him on the show, and the shards story, it's very like leveled up. It's so 90s.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
So, yeah, we need we need the preservers. They're in shards, and for the person who requested this like Petalwing show, Petalwing is still around in
Yep.
Final Quest. We even
Yep.
have Petalwing in Discovery. I think this is the last slide I have from the comics. Oh, this is this is from Siege of Blue
Oh,
Mountain. But I love
yay.
this. This is not Petalwing. This is I think it's Berry Buzz.
It's Berry Buzz, yeah.
And I love how she just like sorry. I think everything's a girl. I'm sorry.
Well, I think like when I was a kid and I first got into ElfQuest and first met the preservers, as a kid, initially I was always like, I always called the preservers she because they were so colorful and they were so pretty. And in my head, it it felt more feminine. And then as I got older and then I joined the ElfQuest group, and then I found out that they were technically sexless or whatever, then that's when I just started. I try to catch myself because I would always still say she because that's just how the mind went because of how they're like the colors and the way they look. So that's why sometimes I just say it or I'll say them because I'm like
yeah.
Sometimes it'll slip out. So but I find that it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us ElfQuest fans who still do that. We it just comes out she. So it happens.
But we're working on it, and we
We
acknowledge.
are. Yes.
So, yeah, Berry Buzz. I love the thing where it's like, yeah, don't mess with me, or so.
All the preservers,
like you
are
said, they're
so
very sassy.
And I love that Berry Buzz just like comes up out of Cutter's hair, and this is when he has a short hair. Yes, because let me pull it together. Y'all know I'll be fangirling over my elves. Don't play with me.
I love this Cutter outfit, by the way.
This outfit, this Cutter was peak. Could nobody tell me nothing.
The vest. I need to see somebody cosplay that. Like,
please, somebody cosplay.
Please. Post haste.
Yes, just do it. But just comes up out of the hair like, this is where I've been the whole time. And it's so funny because every time I think of the preservers in my head, I'm always picturing them in somebody's hair. Every time.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out in the hair. Petalwing was always in Lita's hair. And then there's that one beautiful art piece that I think Wendy did a long time ago, and it's of Petalwing, but it's a close-up of in Lita's hair. So every time I think preserver, my thought always like they're in the hair. So I'll be sitting around and like, do they just like the texture? Is that why they're always in the hair? Do they like the
I think
texture
so, because
of the hair? Is it just like, I like this?
yeah, they call Lita soft, pretty, high thing. So they like the soft hair, and I think that's the cover. It's one of the covers from the original magazine size warp graphic. I used to have it, but I gave it to Allison. I got Wendy and Richard to sign it, and I sent that one to Allison. So I have to get a new one for my set. But
and I just have to throw this out there from the last slide. Obar.
Obar the Mountain Tall.
My man. He is one of the few humans that look at him. Ooh,
look at the side. Just in case anyone was curious, that is the those are the proportions.
Mountain tall for real. I love me some Obar. I don't know what it was, but Lord knows, every time that man showed up on a panel, I was acting a fool every time.
He's so funny. Yes, he's so big, but he is afraid of this tiny little thing.
It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Lord, I miss Olvar so much.
Yes, gone but not forgotten.
Never forgotten.
Love that. So I think I have one more slide from Discovery. This was from DC Comics, I believe. So the Discovery, and this is issue 1, page 1, I believe. And Petalwing and some of the other preservers have wrapped Suntop, now Sunstream.
Mm-hmm.
As he's evolving and healing, because he's got this great magical duty that he's going to have to fulfill. And this was part of getting his body ready to rest. And Skywise and Shuna and Chemo are like teasing them a little bit, and Petalwing is not having any of it
at all.
Right.
Petalwing was like, excuse me. One thing I love about this page, Petalwing is just straight guard dogging, Sunstream. And I believe it's on the ElfQuest, the website, where they have the section on the preservers. It mentions that they are like scouts and guards as well.
Yes.
And this panel really shows that. It really shows that to me. And then one of the things I never had noticed before until you sent this to me was Petalwing has claws.
Yeah.
Like straight talons. And I've never noticed that before in any of the art that we saw of the preservers. I never noticed the claws. I never noticed them. But here, they're there. They out and they about, and they letting you know, like, wait a minute. And it just shows that, like, the preservers, they're living up to their name. They don't just preserve or store food. They literally preserve by protecting. And Petalwing was like, I'm cute and I'm adorable, but if you mess with me while I'm guarding Sunstream, I will cook you. Don't play with me.
Don't play. Yes, Jade Dark. I think they all have claws. I think there is another part where I forget who exactly is trying to say something to the preservers, and they're like, yo, we got claws, we will spit, we will throw down. I think that's in the original quest. It's like a couple pages after we first meet them, because they're kind of they're like, more of that fairy lore where they're sort of tricksters a little bit.
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey, I get some sweet berries for you. Like, if you leave me alone, and then I'll go get you, So
I go get you.
And like, just wait till you fall asleep, buddy.
Sleep with one eye open, because I'm coming for you. Bree.
Yes, exactly. So yes, they are fierce and
very,
like you said, they are there to preserve life and preserve their charges. They feel like they're kind of in control. I think they know that the elves would be cooked if they were not around as well. They're like, you can't take care of yourselves.
We run this.
You can't be alone. Because once they're reunited, it's all, and they choose, like, they know who is worthy of their protection and who isn't, which is also in Siege of Blue Mountain, when Dewshine is in the mountain trying to get her baby back.
Yes.
And Winnowill has, she wanted the preservers because she wanted to put the entire community in wrap stuff so she could just run the whole thing by herself, because she was trying to like recreate the palace in this giant egg. And she was like, you know what, I need everyone in a coma so that I can just draw their power
in a coma.
And I mean, it's so diabolical. I don't want to spoil this for people that are trying to get into the quest. There's so many great things happening, but Winnowill wants the preservers, and they try to offer this trade, like the preservers for Windkin and Dewshine. And then they totally, renege on the deal. They're like, oh, we're going to keep Windkin though. So we'll take the preservers and you can have Dewshine because we don't want her. But, Dewshine is not leaving her baby.
Period.
And the preservers, they really aren't, you can't bargain with them anyway, because they control they have their own mind. So they went after those gliders immediately. They were
no
like, immediately no. Yeah. They were messing them up. They could not find Dewshine. They couldn't get anything done. They're calling for help. Winnowill can't even do all her schemes completely because these people are, being run ragged by these preservers. It's just so good. I just love them. So,
oh my gosh. Every time we get a scene where the preservers are just like giving people the business, I'm just hearing that sound that's like on TikTok, like let them get up, let them get up. That's all I'm hearing. It's just like the preservers, pew, 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 let them give up. Pew, 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 pew. That's all I'm hearing because I'd be tired. I couldn't. Lord, I feel like I would be more worried about if I was the enemy dealing with the preservers than I would be with the Wolf Riders because they stress me out. Them little things.
I mean, they're fast. They're zipping around. I mean, it's like
warm on you. They spitting on you. Like what you mean?
I mean, just great. They're
them.
wonderful creatures.
They are.
We cannot live without them, and they are still around.
Yay.
Even now, Petalwing stayed on the world of Two Moons just to bother Cutter. I love that. That's one of my favorite scenes. In Final Quest, when they are everyone's deciding who's going to stay and who's going to go. And Petalwing's like, I'm going to stay with you. And he's like, great.
Menace. Absolute menace.
Wonderful. Yes. So, yes, another great update. We have that Final Quest is being bound in another beautiful hardcover, just like these from Dark Horse. And it's coming out in February. Yay. I think this is the last slide. This is the cover.
That's gorgeous.
So gorgeous. We get to see that outfit again. I think David had something to do with that.
Lord,
because
just the clothes is just eating. Look at my babies. Look at Cutter and look at Lita. Lord, the fashion, the bodies, the skin,
the hair, the eyes,
hair, the sexy.
Got Petalwing right there at the bottom.
Oh my gosh. I love that. That is so gorgeous.
Yeah, so that is, Dark Horse was listening. The fans were demanding like Final Quest back in color because the original 4 volumes are sold out.
Yeah.
And you can get it in the big volume 7 of the complete ElfQuest, but that's in black and white. But people were asking for color. And Dark Horse answered. So make your voices heard, people. When you see something, say something. When you want something, let people know. Let people know when you're mad. Not mad at me, though, please.
Period. No,
I can't take that. But, stand up for yourselves in other situations. I'll leave it at that. Let your voices be heard, but Dark Horse heard, and we are so excited to see that. And yeah, we didn't get enough of that outfit. That outfit on the cover, I know David has said this, it is such a good outfit, and he's only wearing it for like a couple issues, like maybe one.
Yes. God, I loved him in that. Love him in everything. I just love him.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, you want to get, like, mirror the beginning at the end, so we had to go back to the, the fur vest and the chaps, but
I missed it. That
but it was good. It needed some more shine. So I'm so excited. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I know it had something to do with. Yes. Yes. So pick that up. Yes, and book 3 from Dark Horse of the original quest will be out in August, so we're
Yes.
very excited for that. So do we have any like final thoughts on Petalwing or
Preservers
the
are amazing.
preservers?
They're amazing. We love them. They are chaotic energy, but they are our lovable chaotic energy. And I'm gonna stand for them all the time.
Yeah, I think I want to do like a, closet cosplay kind of version because I love hats. I love the little hats. I met a lady at Trek Long Island last year. She had a table and she
Yes.
made these like crowns and stuff. And she posted on her Instagram. She had like this very preserver-esque kind of purple, like petally hat. So
Ooh.
I'm gonna check her out.
Mhm.
I think it would be easy to do. Like I think you just need like some wings and
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
monochromatic turtleneck and leggings and the little
And that's
hat.
it. You would have it together.
Yeah,
The little
perfect.
hat. The
I
hats
could do
will really
that.
pull it together.
I mean, the hats
Mhm.
are so fun. I love a hat. I love accessories.
Yes. We
Yes, I'm all
love
about
all
closet
things
cosplay.
accessories.
And we'll
Yes.
talk about this on the next episode with the master class, but Wendy did a tour of her workshop where she
Mhm.
makes her costumes on the last episode, the first class in the series,
Mhm.
and it was so incredible.
Ooh.
Because I had heard about it. David Mizejewski had told me that Wendy has this like room where
Mhm.
she makes her costumes and tinkers on other stuff that's like not
Mhm.
the drawing of ElfQuest. And I mean, and they
Mhm.
gave everybody a little behind the scenes tour. It was so good. I believe it is up on YouTube, and we will share more about that at the next episode on July 23rd. Right back here,
Yay.
Sci-Fi Sisters Inc. on YouTube. So that is the next episode. We'll talk more about that, the classes, and they're so great. I mean, they're not even that expensive. It's very, very cool. So you
Mm.
can also do that on shop stands, which is in the chat, in the comments and in the
Yay.
show description. And thank you, Shekinah, for coming on again.
You know you got me all the time. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are. Let me stop.
Yes, we might have to do that. Ah, yes, Vanessa. Yeah, the cosplay tour was just so great. It was so cool. So yes, there are 2 more classes in that
Mhm.
series, and it's a great opportunity if you can't make it to a convention to see Rendy and Richard ask questions.
Mhm.
And the Streamily had been doing those signings and those like live
Right.
on Instagram.
Mhm.
But it's kind of hard for them to be signing, like they're personalizing
Yeah.
and signing and they're trying to answer questions. And it's just,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a
It's a
lot
lot.
to
Yeah.
manage. So this is like a great opportunity, and it's
Mhm.
a little bit slower and you can really dig deep, and it's great. And Charlie is great. He's a great host, so he's going to be on.
Yay.
So I just want to thank everybody for joining us again, for
Yay.
2 moons and a microphone. And I just think you are just a wonderful community. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you, ABBA.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's just such a great character. So if you're new here, please like this video and subscribe to our channel and hit the
Mhm.
notification bell so you don't miss any of our great content. And if you're watching us on rewatch again, please leave me a comment, say hi, follow on all the socials,
Mhm.
request who should we do next? Do you have any show ideas? What do you want us to talk about? I am open to everything. I want to just talk about ElfQuest, and I'm here for anything that you might suggest. I'm really open and I love it. So because I could talk about ElfQuest all day.
All day.
That's why we have the show.
Yeah.
So also, if you would like to get your brand in front of this eclectic, loyal community,
Ooh.
consider being a sponsor. They are passionate about ElfQuest, fantasy, sci-fi, Steam, and they are eager to connect with brands that share their values. So check the link in the show description box or go to sci-fistas.com/sponsors to learn more about how we could work together. Whether you're a small brand or an individual, it's a win-win for you and the community. So, thank you for joining us. Tune in next week for the live show with the Sci-Fi Sisters on Tuesday at 9:30 and Soul of the Story on Wednesday next week with our wonderful host, Derek Tyler Attico. And we'll see you next time. Shade and sweet water, everybody.
Bye.